As a kid, I was raised in a great home. My grandma would sometimes take me to her church and I would get glimpses of this person called Jesus. As I've gotten older, I look back on that and it just took one small thing of someone to show Jesus to me, and I was hungry for it. And that's what led me to want to find church, and that's how I ended up here. I was church shopping. I call it church shopping, and I went to several churches. And what drew me to Church on the Rock was that pastor said, "This is my Bible. I am what it says I am. I can do what it says I can do." And that's what I was looking for, was a church that stood on the Word of God. There's never been a time where I've walked away and felt like I didn't get something. When I started coming to Church on the Rock, for the two of us, we wanted to come to a church where we were learning about God's character. What I found at Church on the Rock was that it was teaching me about how to have a relationship with God and how to know Jesus and how to know that God is for you. I've been coming to Church on the Rock since 2007. I went to God is For You class and experienced that. Was great. We discovered our gifts and we were placed in the ministry, and I never even thought at the time to get involved in the ministry, to get connected. And when I got connected, that's where I found my people. When I got into the ministry, that's when I found my small group. Serving in Kids Rock, I would have been so happy with just being the room monitor. The ministry asked me, "Can you teach?" And I was terrified. I chose to say yes. That was me putting my trust in God. It required me to surrender to God and not have everything under my control and allowing Him to work through me. It takes you just showing up, and God meets you in the middle. He looks for your heart, and He looks for the eagerness and the willingness to want Him, and He fills in the rest. It always feels uncomfortable when you're growing, I would say. For me, at least, growing can be uncomfortable. When you're uncomfortable, Pastor talks about that. When you're in that spot where it just feels, oh gosh, that's when He shows up. He looks for your heart, and He looks for the eagerness and the willingness to want Him, and He fills in the rest. Just because everything is running so great in the ministry and you come down and you see everything looks great, it doesn't mean that the team doesn't need you. It doesn't mean that the team doesn't need your talent or your resources, because you bring a dynamic that we might need. We might need that one thing that you have, that one gift that you haven't found yet, and you may not find it until you step out in faith and start.